Hi, it's me. Welcome to my channel. So one of my favorite books of all time is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And there's this one passage in the book that I just love. It says, "You'll never be fully understood," and that's the human condition. It really shook me when I read those words because I spent most of my life wanting to be understood. You know, like we're all trying to get people to understand us. We're all trying to get our points across, trying to convince people to see things the way that we see things. We want people to validate our experience. We want people to tell us that we're right, that what we're doing makes sense, that who we are is okay. I think that if we're honest with ourselves at our core, at our best, what we really want is to be connected with something greater than ourselves, something bigger than ourselves, something that gives our lives meaning and value. And we spend all of our lives searching for that connection. Sometimes we think that connection is going to be a person. Sometimes we think it's going to be a group of people. Sometimes we think it's going to be a job or a career or an accomplishment. God. But whatever it is, we're always looking for that thing that's going to complete us, that's going to make us feel whole. And then when we realize that nothing is going to complete us, that nothing is going to make us feel whole, that we have to do that work ourselves, that we have to find that wholeness within ourselves, that's when we start to become untethered. That's when we start to feel this loneliness. And I used to think that that loneliness was a failure, that if I was feeling lonely, it meant that I wasn't doing something right. It meant that I needed to try harder to connect with people. It meant that I needed to try harder to get people to understand me. But now, when I think about that loneliness, I think, oh, that's just part of being human. Like that's the human condition. We're all going to feel that at some point in our lives. And when we feel that loneliness, it doesn't mean that anything's wrong with us. It just means that we're human. When I think about all the problems in the world, it's all the wars and the fighting and the hatred and the division, I think that at the core of all of that stuff, at the core of all that mess, God, what we really have is a bunch of people who don't feel understood, who don't feel connected, who don't feel loved, who don't feel whole. And so they lash out. They lash out at the world. They lash out at the people around them. They lash out at the people who don't understand them. And I think that if we can remember that everyone is fighting their own battles, that everyone is dealing with their own stuff, that everyone is feeling their own pain, then we can start to become a little bit more compassionate towards one another, a little bit more forgiving, a little bit kinder. Because at the end of the day, none of us really knows what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes. None of us really knows what it's like to be somebody else. All we can do is try to understand, try to connect, try to love one another, even if we don't fully understand one another. Because that's the human condition. That's what it means to be human. It means that we're all going to feel this loneliness, this feeling of not being understood at some point in our lives. And the sooner we can embrace that, the sooner we can realize that that's just part of the journey. The sooner we can stop struggling against it, stop fighting it, stop trying to push it away. And instead, allow ourselves to feel it, to sit with it, to be with it, to listen to it, to hear what it's trying to teach us. The sooner we can do that, the sooner we can start to heal. I hope that you're able to find some peace today. I hope that you're able to find some stillness. And I hope that you're able to connect with something greater than yourself, something bigger than yourself, something that gives your life meaning and value. Because that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you here.